Today I fucked up by accidentally booking myself on a 17-hour train ride because it was cheaper. So, this happened last week, and I still feel like an idiot. I was planning a quick trip to visit my friend in a city about 4 hours away by train, and I thought it'd be fun to try out the scenic route. You know, maybe pass through some mountains, cute little towns, maybe even spot a moose. I've been working from home and thought the change of scenery could be refreshing. So, I'm on the website, comparing train tickets, and I see an option that was way cheaper than the rest. Excited, I booked it without looking at the itinerary. It had the correct destination. Well, the day comes, the train departs, and within the first hour, I'm already starting to get suspicious. We pass through this super random industrial area, then loop back around to the starting station for some reason, and then we head out again in a totally different direction. The whole vibe is off. But at this point, I'm still convinced it's part of the scenic route, so I just sit back and start munching on my snacks. 3 hours later, I'm definitely not where I should be. We've stopped at every single train station known to man and a few that look like they haven't seen a passenger since 1974. I finally ask the train conductor, "Hey, this train goes to my destination, right?" He just laughs, and then says, eventually, "This was not a scenic train. This was the, we're gonna take you to every village and backwoods town, train." Turns out, I'd accidentally booked myself onto a commuter train that essentially stops everywhere and is mainly for locals hopping from one rural spot to another. Google Maps showed I was practically zigzagging across the region like a demented Pac-Man. At hour 7, I ran out of snacks. At hour 10, I ran out of patience. By hour 13, I questioned every choice I'd ever made. There was no Wi-Fi, so I couldn't even stream anything. I basically had to entertain myself by counting the cows we passed. When I finally arrived at my friend's place, I was basically a shell of a human, looked like I'd just come back from some post-apocalyptic survival training. My friend had already gone to bed. Too long did not read. Tried to book a scenic train to a friend's place, ended up on a 17-hour commuter nightmare with nothing but stale snacks and regret for company. I was going to take Amtrak from Denver to Salt Lake City until I realized it was 15 hours and not 3 hours. I hope you didn't book it to return as well. I wanted to travel between San Francisco and LA, so looked into trains. I think it would have taken 11 hours, it's about a 6-hour drive by car, I think, and was maybe $300. This was in '99. I asked my travel agent whether there was a flight, and she checked yup, for $69. One way? I asked. Nope. Return flight, SF la SF. I love the train, but it's way more money, takes way longer. Driving to flying seems to be the better choice. Too bad, because train travel is delightful. Or, used to be. I was offered a summer job as a wrestling instructor at a camp in New Hampshire when I was 17. There was a $500 travel stipend and I was determined to keep as much of that as possible. I decided on taking a Greyhound bus. It was a long time ago, but I believe I paid about $80 for the ticket. I felt like I was scamming the camp and my parents offered some insight and warnings, but I was determined. I left from San Diego. What an experience. I opted for Amtrak home and it was like traveling first class. How many of those hours did you spend going over all the life events that led you to choose this particular Reddit username? So then, how many cows did you pass? Today I fucked up by trying to surprise my wife. So, this happened last night, and I'm still recovering from it. I wanted to surprise my wife with a romantic dinner. She works a lot and deserves a nice evening, so I thought, how hard can it be to cook something amazing? I looked up a recipe, got all the ingredients, and thought I was basically Gordon Ramsay. I decided to cook turkey drumsticks, but I went a bit overboard with seasoning because, you know, flavor. Well, halfway through cooking, I noticed the kitchen was filling up with smoke. Turns out, I had the oven on way too high. The turkey was, let's just say, extra crispy on the outside. But that wasn't even the worst part. While trying to fix the turkey, I forgot about the side dishes. The potatoes turned into rocks, and the mushrooms. I didn't even recognize them anymore. They were black and shriveled like something out of a horror movie. My wife came home early and found me panicking in the kitchen, surrounded by burnt food. I was sweating, smoke alarm blaring, and I think I had actual tears in my eyes. She just stared for a second, then burst out laughing. I think she took pity on me because we ended up ordering pizza and had a good laugh about it. So yeah, instead of a romantic surprise, I managed to burn half the kitchen and probably traumatized my wife with my cooking. Guess I'll stick to pizza from now on. Too long did not read. Tried to surprise my wife with a fancy dinner, burnt everything, and ended up ordering pizza instead. Don't stick to pizza, you can learn this stuff. Just don't try to do it all at once. Roasting a chicken is easy. Mashed potatoes are easy. Salads are easy. Pick one. Do it once a week until you don't need the recipe anymore. The hardest part of cooking a meal isn't any one recipe, it's getting everything out at the same time. That's where you struggled, and that's normal. Take that off the table for the time being and just do the basics. It's the thought that counts. This will become a story that gets told all the time. Points for trying. I would have laughed too and loved the thought. I went a bit overboard with the seasoning, and thought I knew exactly where this was going. Nope. Pulled the ol' switcheroo. I don't think this qualifies as a full-on foo. Yeah, you made mistakes, but you put legitimate effort into doing something nice for your significant other. And you were both able to laugh about it quickly afterward. The effort alone shows that you care about them, and that's going to stick with them more than the mistakes. Is cooking dinner a romantic surprise? Today I fucked up by drinking too much in a Muslim household. I'm a 22M closeted atheist in a devout Muslim family, living with my parents in a Muslim country. I drink moderately and never got wasted before, but I keep a bottle of clear liquor stashed because it can be disguised as water and mixed into juice without my family noticing. Anyway, I remember having 3 shots to lighten up the mood, but after getting tipsy, I got a little more careless and gradually finished the bottle, which I remember to have 550 milliliters or 19 ounces vodka left in it. I don't remember much after that. I remember waking up in bed mid-pee, so I got up to finish what I started in the bathroom, and as soon as I got out of bed, I dropped on the floor and projectile vomited on the carpet. I think my drunk ass tried to clean it up, but I have no idea how I did that, and I can't imagine drunk me being discreet about it with my parents roaming the house. I have absolutely no memory of what happened last night, and my parents didn't wake up yet, but I will get ostracized if they make sense of what happened. I hope the reason I don't remember anything is that I fell asleep quickly, but I doubt that, because my phone screen is now broken and I received a credit card SMS for an online purchase that drunk me made. I don't remember doing that or breaking my screen, but I sure as hell wasn't asleep while doing that. Too long did not read. I live with my Muslim parents and secretly drink at home. I drank too much and woke up to a pair of wet pants and vomit on the floor. Got no memory of what I did when I was drunk, and my parents are still asleep, so I don't know what they saw last night. Edit. Luckily, drinking is so uncommon where I live, so my parents didn't connect the dots because they don't know what it looks like when someone's drunk. It passed off as a severe stomachache, food poisoning. As for the credit card purchase, turns out it was a gift for my best friend, and most importantly, I learned a lesson. I plan to stay away from alcohol for a few months, and after that, I'll only drink beer socially where it's accepted, but nothing heavier than a beer. If you left a helpful comment on my post, thank you. If you are drinking enough to black out and wake up surrounded by bodily fluids, it's time to stop drinking. Well, I hope you learned a lesson. Muslim or not, getting to that level of shit-faced on your own without any reason is concerning. You should stay away from booze, at least for some time. Life pro tip. Just because people can't tell there's alcohol in your drink doesn't mean they can't tell you're drinking. It's not sneaky. How the hell did you go from 3 shots to fucking 12, 19 ounces? Yo fam, you're not just a closeted atheist. You're also a closeted alcoholic. You are using liquor to cope with the stress of being in that household to a dangerous degree. Stop drinking. Hiding a bottle to drink alone secretly until passing out is not drinking moderately at all.